guys, welcome back to a tag response video. Now this is in response to LeBossu77, who was originally tagged by CC10 Gaming, sorry about that. What a dreadful start. 10cc, that's the name of a bloody band. No, it's CC10 Gaming who did the original thread, and he tags Owen, who didn't directly tag me, he left it as an open tag. But Owen did tag me going back 2 or 3 weeks, whenever it was, and I just forgot to do it. Well, the first kind of week I forgot to do it, and then the second week I thought, well, I'll do it next week, and then, you know what it's like. I just kind of forgot about it. Not deliberately, it just kind of slipped into the abyss, but it may be seen again. I may drag it out of the abyss and do it. But I thought I'd definitely respond to this one, because it's more recent and more relevant, I guess. So it's, like I say, it's by CC10 Gaming, not 10cc Gaming. CC10 Gaming was the original guy who did this, and it's a March favourites tag, and it's basically about what you're doing in March in regards to, I guess, predominantly games, but also other things such as what are you looking forward to in terms of music, maybe, what are you currently listening to, and movies, I don't know, whatever else, sports, I don't know. You pick the subject, I guess. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're looking forward to in the month of March. Now, the first one up is kind of what am I playing, what am I looking forward to? Well, let's deal with what I'm looking forward to first. Now, despite doing a pretty brief gameplay video of Crisis 2, I don't know, a few weeks back, whenever it was, based on the multiplayer 360 demo, I did kind of slag it off, but I am going to get it, and I am looking forward to it. Because obviously when you play a demo, it's not really a true representation of what the final product is going to be like, for so many reasons. They might have ironed out a few glitches, corrected a few things here and there, probably not, but there you go. But I guess the biggest thing with a full game over a demo is well, you've got the full game, so you can access all the perks, you can access all the levels, you play in the full product, the full final product, which obviously a demo doesn't offer. So I'm looking forward to that. I didn't really like the demo because what I found was people were using the cloak disguise, hiding in a corner. You would run by, they would shoot you, get an easy kill, and then it was just rinse and repeat. It would just hide in the corner with the bloody cloak on, and it wasn't really skill. It was just annoying. So, but I will still buy it, maybe to get to grips a little bit more with the multiplayer, but also obviously to play the single player. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to Homefront, which I think I've mentioned in 2 or 3 successive videos now. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The reviews have been very mixed, but I'm always looking for that next first-person shooter to come along, and as a successor to Call of Duty, which is kind of it's a very boring game now, Call of Duty, but I do still occasionally play it because I don't really think there's anything else out there with that kind of fast-paced action arcade style, which that has. The only other kind of alternative, I guess, is like Battlefield, Bad Company, which I love. It's a great game, but it's more strategic and tactical, which I love, but occasionally it's nice to go a little bit arcade. And Call of Duty is just the best of that genre. But it's not perfect by any means. Black Ops is boring, but I do still play it occasionally because there's nothing else better at the moment. Homefront might be it, it probably won't be, but I'll give it a try. But I do notice, like I've said, as a lot of us have said for the past kind of few weeks, I guess since many of us did our New Year's resolution vids, and prices just coming flying down. So if you Homefront, for example, was kind of $60 brand new. You can get it on Amazon now for about $35, $40. Wait a few more weeks, it'll be down to $20. There's no need to have it now, is there? What's the point? Might as well wait a couple of months, save $20, $30. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Not really sure what else I'm looking forward to. I know there's a stack of people who are doing like DS videos. It's obviously out now, so people are showing, pick up gameplay videos and whatever else. I haven't been sucked into this whole DS thing, 3DS thing, because I'm not a massive handheld gamer. I am interested in handheld gaming, and I am interested in the 3DS, but not enough to pre-order it. To me, again, it's one of them things where, why do you need to buy it now? Just wait a few months, and you say $50, $100, all the rest of it. But I guess if you want to buy something brand new, whether it's a console, whether it's a game, you're always going to have to pay a premium if you're going to buy it when it comes out. It's the same for a TV, it's the same for a computer. Like the iMac that I've got, I paid a fortune for it, whereas you know, now I don't know. I probably could have saved if I'd have bought it now. If I'd have waited, saved an extra $300 or $400. But you don't think that, you know, that at the time, do you? But anyway, so we'll move on to what I'm currently playing. I'm sure there's some other things that I am looking forward to in gaming wise, but I just can't think. I don't know, maybe Uncharted 3, but that's a mile off, yeah, that's November. Excuse me. So what am I playing? Now, I've kind of touched upon, and do touch upon, what I'm playing in this kind of weekly video thing I've started the past couple of weeks. But over the past 48 hours, I have been playing a few more games, so I will briefly gloss over them. First one up is, yeah, I mean, this one, it's for the Nintendo Wii, and it's been out, I don't know, maybe 15, 16 months. And I bought it on its release day by accident, because we were in Target, which is like a national chain store. And I was looking at the game, looking to waste some money like I usually love to do. But although this year I'm starting to do really well. But yeah, so we were in there. I couldn't really see any games that I wanted, you know, I really wanted. And we were about to walk away, and this guy comes along, a member of staff, opens up the glass cabinet, and he had a stack full of these games, like 20, 30, 40, 50 copies. And I recognised that the character on the front, it's hard not to. And I said to him, oh, what's that? And he went, oh, it's a new game, I'll show you in a minute, the suspense is ridiculous. And he said, it's just come out today, and that game was, whatever, Super Mario Brothers Wii. Now, as soon as he said that, I thought, oh wow, it's just come out today, give me a copy. You know, and he went, alright, there you go. And I just bought it, so it was pretty much on a whim. Didn't even know it was coming out. You know, I'm not massively, really, these days, I don't really know what's coming out and what isn't. Some games I do, but, you know, it's not like 5, 10, 15 years ago, or more than that, where I knew in advance what was coming out. These days, you know, much like even some music, sometimes stuff comes out, like, you know, and then the next day, after it's been released, I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even know it was out. Yeah, I'm not really in the loop with all that kind of stuff, as much as I used to be. But anyway, so I bought it on a whim, on the release day, and I do like it. I did like it, and I do like it, but it's not as... it's just not as good as I kind of thought it would be. It's not as good for me as it's cracked up to be. But then again, I know it's maybe slightly controversial, but I've never been a huge Mario fan anyway. Same with Sonic, same with all that kind of stuff. I like it from a very casual gamer's point of view, but I've never really been into it to be like, you know, a fanboy or any other silly term like that. So it is enjoyable, whether you're playing it, you know, single player or cooperatively. It is fun, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It would be very easy for me to come on and go, oh, it's great, but I don't think it is. It's not rubbish. It's just all right, you know? So that's that. But to be fair, to be absolute fair, I've probably played it for maybe 2 hours in them, like 15 months, which clearly isn't enough. So I will get to grips with it a little bit more, and I'm sure I'll get to love it. Right, so that's that one. Next one up is for the 360, and I've had this game again a long, long time, and it's not as if I've just started to play it. You know, I've played it for a long time, but I've started to get back into it lately, just because, much, I guess, like Super Mario Brothers, it was a game that I'd never really spent a great deal of time on. And that is Beatles Rock Band. Now, anyone who doesn't like the Beatles, fair enough, you know, each to their own. But they really are the best band maybe not the best band in the world, the most important band, I think, in music history. And I don't think there's many people who can discount that or disagree. You know, when it comes to music, they create the biggest splash, and whether you like them or not, I don't think you can deny that. But so I am a big Beatles fan. They're not my favourite band by any stretch of the imagination. But I bought this game when it came out, or pretty much, with the big set. You know, I've got the limited edition drum set, which I don't think I've ever used, the guitar, the microphone, all that kind of stuff. And it's a great game. It makes me laugh though, because when the game was about to be released and they're doing all the press conferences and stuff, they said that the plan was to release all the albums, all the Beatles albums, on DLC. And then they quickly changed their tune, as it were, when they realised that apparently it costs too much money to do that. So as a result, you've kind of got like a half-arsed Beatles game, because although there's quite a few songs on the disc, and there's a few 3-4 albums, whatever, to download, it's not their entire back catalogue, which was the intention. So that's slightly disappointing. But in saying that, it's not the end of the world. And the more and more I'm starting to come around to the point of view of what's the point buying these bloody Rock Band games? Because invariably you'll have the tracks anyway. I know I have. on my iTunes or your physical CD or whatever. So all you're doing is paying for it again, just so you can hold a plastic friggin' guitar and do it in tune. Ridiculous. You might as well just put the actual song on an air guitar. It's better. At least you'll never screw it up. So that's that. But yeah, it's a good game. It's fun. I have been having a laugh singing to the tracks and stuff. Maybe like for some kind of landmark video, maybe like a Christmas special next year or this year, I might like upload some singing videos, which will be terrible, but it'll be funny. And that's what it's about, isn't it? We're just having fun. It's just a laugh, you know, not to be taken too seriously. So last but not least, what I've been playing the past sort of 48 hours, and the more and more I think about this, the more I'm convinced that this is probably going to be Sony's biggest disaster for a long time. You might disagree. It's the PlayStation Move, which comes with Sports Champions, which is here, or on the front, whichever one you want to look at. So, yeah, the thing was this. I bought this, it was either on release day, or maybe I pre-ordered it. I can't quite remember, but it was $100, so it's a fair whack, you know, it's quite expensive. Comes with the little eye camera, the obvious, the PS3 controller, and the game. And, I mean, it is good. For me, it's better than the Wii, in regards to its accuracy, but the amount of games for it, well, there's just hardly any. It's, you know, it's not really geared up to be a success, I don't think. I know things like, I know the PS3 Move controller has been incorporated into like Killzone 3 and Heavy Rain and Mag and maybe some others, and I do have them games, but, well, I haven't got Killzone 3 yet, but I've got the others. But I haven't really tried it out yet. It's not really enough for me to warrant kind of using it just so I can, you know, play Heavy Rain in an alternative way. It's not really enough for me. They need more kind of dedicated PS3 Move games, much like this. Now, there are a few that I've noticed on Amazon.com that have come down, plummeted, actually, in price. You know, the games, apparently they're awful, but there's like Kung Fu Fighters? I don't know what you call it. Kung Fu Riders, maybe. Apparently it's meant to be dreadful, but I think it's come down like $12 on Amazon. So I might take a punt. $12, you know. What else? I want to get the Shoot. I played the demo. I really did like the Shoot. It's a bit like Time Crisis, and actually I think it's still pretty pricey, about $25, $30. But there's a lot of PS3 Move games, specific games, you know, down to between $10 and $15. They're probably dreadful. That's the reason why they're down so much. But I might pick them up because I really feel I need to be using this a lot more. Because as it stands, $100 for this is just a supreme waste of money. And, you know, I've also got Kinect, as some of you may be aware, and that beats PS3 Move hands down. It beats the Wii hands down, you know, with the full body recognition. So yeah, Kinect for me, amazing. PS3 Move, it's decent, but it's just a little bit, it's almost old technology already. Sony are lagging behind Microsoft, in my opinion. And I'm not a fanboy. I love my 360. I love my PS3. I'm just a gamer. I don't really care what's released. If I can get it, that's the only important thing to me. You know, if I can buy it, I don't care what system it's for. So that's what I'm playing. I've covered what I'm looking forward to. This is, like I said, it's a March favourites tag, so it's also about what kind of music you're listening to, or what you're looking forward to, or anything like that. Now, the thing with me is I just love music. You know, I love music of all genres. I've got such a wide and varied, eclectic taste, it would take anyone by surprise. I mean, I don't know if anyone can hear the music in the background, you probably can't, but it's Kraftwerk, the model, obviously. But, you know, I do like Kraftwerk. I like a lot of like krautrock as well, from like the 80s or from the 70s, stuff like Tangerine Dream and Can. The chances are that the majority of people won't even know who they are. It's kind of almost like, it's like a rock kind of thing, but it's almost like progressive kind of like, oh, I don't know, it's like new wave. It's kind of a bit of sort of early dance kind of stuff, and the one word which I'm trying to describe it has just evaporated from my brain, but it's kind of very chilled out and, you know, very ambient kind of thing. I love that. I love stuff like Madonna's just starting in the background. I love things like Madonna, Pet Shop Boys, Erasure. I know it's pretty camp, but musically I like that kind of synthy pop sort of stuff. Wham, believe it or not, George Michael is a legend. Can't have a bad word said against that guy. He's just the coolest man in the world. You know, for some of the stuff he's done, he's just so funny, but he just keeps doing it. It's great. He's great. I love him. Not in that way. What else do I love? I love things like... I honestly love anything. Like the Sex Pistols, you know, a bit of punk, the Clash, the Jam, the Who, like I said, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Aretha Franklin. I like... I know Owen touched upon LCD Sound System in his video. I love them. I love stuff like even Culture Club, that whole new wave thing, Duran Duran, Aha. Cheesy Pop, love it. Kylie, Jason Donovan, yeah, absolutely, love it. Bros, if anyone remembers Bros, love them. Take That. And I can see the people slowly unsubscribing. No, I love everything. Nirvana, Guns N' Roses, bit of Metallica, bit of Iron Maiden, Def Leppard. Man alive, I could honestly name so many bands. When I was in my early teens, I used to love some bands called The Wonder Stuff, Kingmaker, and Carter the Unstoppable Sex Machine. Awesome bands. And then they kind of, that was like the early to mid-90s, and then kind of 94, 95 came along. Britpop exploded, and because I was at such an impressionable age, I jumped on that bandwagon, or I found it, or it found me. It was my kind of niche. And, you know, I grew my hair like kind of a Liam Noel Gallagher kind of thing, permanently. That's what it was like, my style, my dress sense. I had the swagger, I play the guitar, which I have done for like 25 years. It was just a great time. And so as a result, all them kind of like Britpop bands, even though some of them were kind of very much blink and you'll miss them, I really like them, such like Menswear. Bands like Menswear, like Long Pigs, Shed 7, Northern Uproar, Cast, Manson, Blue Tones, did I say Shed 7? Probably did. Oasis, Blur, all that kind of stuff, I really love it. Elastica, a little bit. Echo Belly, whatever else was out at the time. Suede, love Suede. You know, there's so many bands, but also as I get older, my tastes have definitely become more diverse. As I think I've touched upon, out of all the bands and artists I name dropped, I literally do like anything, whether it's kind of cheesy 80s stuff, kind of glam rock of the 70s, like Slade. I love Slade. I think, you know, they're a great band. If you get away from the, you know, Merry Christmas song, which they're well known for, they're an awesome band, and they were a huge band. They were huge. You know, they were one of the biggest bands in the UK back in the 70s, kind of early to mid 70s. But I like their 80s stuff as well. I just like music. You know, it's a real passion of mine. I know it's a very tentative kind of link, but my uncle's cousin was the drummer in Primal Scream. I don't know if anyone is aware of Primal Scream. They're a pretty big band, still going. He's not the drummer anymore, but he was for a period of about 4 or 5, 6 years. And he was on some of their bigger songs. And so it's not kind of directly family, but it kind of is. And then my dad in like the early 80s released like a cassette, but we won't dwell on that. So really, and there's a few other examples as well. My dad's still making music now, you know, and he's like 53, 54 or something. And and it was only, if anyone's aware of Sushi and the Banshees, he was the drummer from Sushi and the Banshees was recording some stuff with my dad just last year. So I've got all these like kind of little musical things in my family throughout. There's other examples I can give, but yeah. So I love music and sport as well. Sport is also massive to me. You know, I love my football. I love my darts. If you want to include darts as a sport, I love cricket. I love rugby league. I don't mind rugby union, but I prefer the rugby league. It's a bit more physical. It's a bit more, I don't know. I just prefer it. There's that kind of. What else do I like? The only thing which I haven't really liked, or I've never really liked, is American sport. And it's not, you know, I live here now, so I'm exposed to it a lot more than I ever have been. But perversely, I watch less American football here than I did when I was there. I think I've touched upon this before. It's probably because of the time difference, you know, because usually I'd watch an NFL game on Sunday night over in the UK, and because of the time difference, it was on like 12 and 1 in the morning, so not many people watch it over there because of the time difference. And I'd kind of watch it when I'm going to bed, or when I was going to bed. Whereas here, it's on like a normal time of the day. But as a result, I'm doing normal stuff, so I never get to watch it. So, yeah. And 2 slurps of tea in the space of 10 seconds. This has turned into such a regular thing. Every single video I do, there's a cup of tea. So what else? Yeah, sport's a huge part of my life. I absolutely love it. But music in particular is really the thing that I love more than anything. Like I say, I play the guitar. I've never really been in a band, but I've kind of jammed with a lot of people. It's funny because my iMovie box is kind of like there, but the camera's there, so it's like I'm kind of looks as if I'm cross-eyed. I don't know whether to look there or there, whatever. Let's look straight ahead. So yeah. So I mean, I love all kinds of music. There's something I'm sure I wanted to say, but I forgot about me. Don't know what it is. Or maybe what I'm listening to. Yeah. Well, as a result of always listening to music, I'm always listening to stuff every single day. So it's hard to really pinpoint exactly what I'm listening to when it comes to new things. Although the new BDI album came out a couple of weeks back. You know, BDI is basically Oasis without Noel Gallagher. And yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I do love all that kind of stuff, but I find myself, as I get older, my tastes become more eclectic, and I like kind of obscure stuff that I never would have listened to sort of 5-10 years ago. So as a result, all the things that I used to really love, like the Britpop things, I don't really listen to it anymore. So when new bands come along, I might download some of their stuff, but I'm not really into it. Same with BDI. If this was released in the mid-90s, I'd be all over it. I'd be, you know, wax lyrical about it. But I just found it very samey, really, which is almost like, it feels as if I'm like committing like some kind of cardinal sin, saying something about one of the bands I used to really love. But now I see what a lot of people say. Oasis, they just sound the same. They're not bad, but it's just the same bloody stuff regurgitated all the time. And I've grown beyond that. I can still listen to it. There's 1 or 2 tracks on the BDI album I can go, yeah, that's pretty good. But I'm not going to be racing to put it on. It's just, I'll forget about it. Every now and again, play a track or 2, but that's about it, really. Like I keep saying, it's repetition now, but my tastes are eclectic. Whether it's pop, whether it's rock, whether it's a little bit of rap. I don't really like rap generally because I find it repetitive and a bit predictable. But pretty much everything else I kind of like. You know, a bit of Iron Maiden just coming on in the background. I don't mind a bit of that. So I like everything. But if anything, as I get older, I kind of like that kind of new wave synth pop, bit of cheesy kind of pop, Euro dance kind of stuff with a beat. That's kind of my thing right now, but I'm always going back and forth. So that's that. Let's leave the music behind for a second. What else is in this March favourites tag? Movies, I guess. Now, when it comes to buying movies, I'm not a massive fan of buying them. But I probably will download them. Probably illegally, maybe, you know, we all do. But I do tend to buy seasons, you know, like things like Blackadder, Only Fools and Horses, Keeping Up Appearances, you know, classic kind of British comedy, or American, whatever it may be. I like buying complete series and stuff, but buying a movie, for me, I don't really do it. There are a few exceptions, obviously. If something has really kind of got me, then I do buy it. But generally, I don't really buy that many Blu-rays or DVDs when it comes to movies, anyway. I buy other stuff like music and, like I say, seasons of stuff, complete series. But I do love the cinema. Now, the other day, or the other week, whenever it was, we went to see Paul. That's not a friend of mine. We didn't go to see Paul, my friend. The movie Paul, which for anyone who's aware, and I'm sure it's a lot, it's the latest Simon Pegg and Nick Frost collaboration. You know, they're known for stuff like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, amongst other things. It's just that the other things I can't think of what they've done, but they are aware, they're known for them two in particular. So this one, it's kind of, first of all, I did enjoy it, but I did walk away thinking, you know, I was somewhat disappointed. It was, if you like the other stuff that they've done, you're probably going to like this, but I don't know, I found it a little bit slow-paced, a little bit, I guess, predictable in a way. It was humorous in parts, but I found, I mean, little things. I mean, I'm not a prude by any stretch of the imagination. I swear like a beast, particularly when it's watching the football or when it's on video games. I mean, I'm just a demon, really, honestly. The eyes go red and I turn into like some beast. It's crazy. But just in everyday life, like on YouTube, I don't really do it. It's not a problem if anyone does. Like I said, I'm not a prude, but for me, I kind of use it, you know, I tend to use it when it's, I like to keep it contextual, really, for me. But so there was a lot of kind of swearing, I thought unnecessary swearing in Paul. But without spoiling anything, and I guess this will make sense if you've watched it, or if you're watching this back after watching Paul, this will make sense then. But there's one particular woman who 9 times out of 10 the swear word comes out of her mouth, or swear words. And it is contextual because, or relevant I should say, because she was very religious, set in her ways, and was very much blinded by her faith as opposed to science and logic, but each to their own, I guess. And so when she met Paul, that kind of all went out the window because it kind of went against what she believed in, what she thought existed. So as a result, she started to do all the things maybe she wanted to, or maybe she shouldn't have done, or wouldn't have done if you're very religious. So she started smoking joints and swearing, and that's kind of the story behind a lot of the language in the movie. So overall, I thought it was decent, but we're kind of talking 2.5 or 3 out of 5. Like I say, I honestly did walk away a little bit disappointed. But if you like their other stuff, you'll probably like this. And I'm sure I'll buy it maybe in the future. Maybe not, knowing what I've just said about not really buying that many DVDs. But if it's cheap enough, maybe. I thought it was alright. But like I say, 2.5 or 3 out of 5. So I think that kind of sums it up. I mean, you know, Jesus, look at the time, man. This is insane. I better wrap it up quickly. So I've covered everything there. Apologies if I've missed anything out. But it's a March favourites tag. If you want to do it, do it. It's an open tag, so if you haven't done a video for a while and you want to stay in the loop of making videos, then this is the perfect opportunity to do a video. Or if you just like the subject title of telling everyone what you're playing, what you're watching, what you're looking forward to, then feel free to do it. So I'll put links to, again, I was going to say 10cc Gaming, CC10 Gaming. I'll put a link to his channel. I am subscribed to him, and he is a nice lad, but I've not really spoken to him that much. So I'm sure he's a great guy, but check out his channel anyway. Owen, I know very well. He's a great guy, one of my favourite YouTubers, and I'm sure you're aware of him. If you're not, I'll put a link to his channel as well. Click on their channels and subscribe because they're great guys, and that's what this channel's all about, subscribing to great people like me and you. That's what it's all about. So thanks for watching, and that's about all, really. Adios. See you later.